Hey everybody, this is Tim, welcome back to the channel, and here's a video you didn't know you were waiting for. It's the water-cooled workstation PC build, ultimate PC sort of a video series that I started over a year ago that I never finished. So a lot of stuff happened in the meantime, so I was planning to put water on my 3090 like you saw in the previous video where I mentioned, alright, I'm gonna put some water block on that soon. A lot of stuff happened in the meantime, so I guess a lot of you know that I moved to another apartment, so that's why the PC build series got put on hold. Then I wanted to get water block for my 3090, but I put it off a little bit because I couldn't get one at the time. And then I bought two extra 3090s actually, so I got two Asus blower style 3090s. And I put those in my main workstation, and I put the other 3090 that I had in my render machine. So I actually have three 3090s now. The thing is, I wanted then to water cool the Asus blower 3090s, but there wasn't any water block for it yet. So I waited for a water block to come out. So then finally, like 2 or 3 months ago, a water block finally came out for it. I ordered all of the components to water cool, but I didn't have time to put it on yet, because of course, if I'm going to water cool, I need some time off to be able to put everything on. So I booked some time. I assembled everything. I recorded the entire process, and this is going to be the water cooled workstation part 4, 5, and 6. So it's not going to end with this one, because I recorded everything. I started editing, and I quickly realized that this was going to be a lot longer than I thought. So in this video that you're watching right now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing all of the parts that I bought in order to be able to do to add the 3090. So we needed extra radiator, water blocks, all of that stuff. I'm doing benchmarks, so before and after benchmarks. So in this video, we're going to do the before benchmarks. So with them still on air, you can listen to how incredibly loud they are, because I got the Asus 3090 blower styles, which might look nice because you can stack them, but they're super loud. You'll hear in a bit once we get to that part, but it's not fun. So I wouldn't recommend getting those unless, of course, you're gonna slap water on them. But even then, there's other cards you can also get water blocks for. Anyway, without further ado, let's just move ahead to the part where I'm gonna be taking where we're gonna be taking a look at all of the individual components, and then we're gonna do all of the benchmarks. So sit tight. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It's quite a long one, so I guess grab a cup of coffee or a beer or wherever you are, like what time zone it is that you're watching this. So yeah, I think it's quite interesting. So this video, pre-benchmarks, taking a look at all the components. Next video, we're going to be putting everything together, and the video after that is going to be the after benchmarks. So I got 3 more videos for you. So yeah, let's get into the first one. So I went with EK water blocks again. First off, I have another radiator, and so that means we're gonna have a dual red system, and this is a thick one, so I'm gonna unbox it in a little bit. And I know what some people in the comments are gonna be saying, oh, for two 3090s and a 3970X, 2 reds are not gonna be enough. I've thrown it to some calculators. It should be enough. The temperatures might maybe not be as good as they could be with triple reds, but I figured I'd just try this out, and if it's bad, then I can always add more. But truth be told, this is already gonna be a lot better than this. And my main concern right now is just that it's super loud here, and I just want to get rid of the noise. And even if these are spinning at relatively high fan speed, they will be a lot quieter than what I have right now. So let's unpack this thing. This is so it's an EK Coolstream XE. So the other one that I have in my machine is a PE, and with the EK water blocks calculator, it says that 1 XE and 1 PE should be enough to cool whatever with all of the stuff that I have here. So I think it should be fine. But here we go. It's a very thick red, as you can see. Still need to flush it. I'm not gonna make a recording of me flushing it because you already saw that in the last video, but I'm going to pre-flush it again because stuff still comes out. That's also what I had last time when I flushed it. Some gunk still came out, so I was happy that I did that. That's what I'm going to be doing again. All right, let's take some other stuff out of the box. I have the entire box here with all kinds of stuff. So put some fans on this. So here I have some EK Fardar Furious, which go up to 3000 RPM. So these are a little bit higher RPM things because, of course, I am doing dual red instead of triple red. So I do want the capability of having some higher RPM, even though they are going to be a little more noisy. And I know that I don't want as much noise, but it should still be, if they're not running at full speed, it should still be a lot better, hopefully, than what I have right now. So 3 of those. Let's grab some more stuff. All right, water block, 2 of these, because I have two graphics cards that I want to cool. So yeah, this is a Big Ski water block, and Big Ski is the only manufacturer that makes water blocks for these. And I was waiting for these when I bought these cards, and I read that they were coming soon, and it still took a while, but now they are there finally. So I didn't get the active backplate. I have a passive backplate, by the way. So here's a passive backplate in the thing. You'll see it in more detail once I assemble everything and we'll record it. But overall it's quite nice thing. And like they do have separate active backplates for their stuff. So if I decide I want to go active backplate at some point, I can do that. But looks pretty nice. Again, like I have 2 of those. And I am wondering how it's going to go with putting the block on. As I mentioned, I've never water-cooled GPUs before, but the CPU stuff went fine. So I'm assuming this will also go fine, and hopefully I don't completely wreck my cards because they are pretty nice, quite expensive. So fingers crossed that everything will be fine, because I'm not looking forward to wrecking my cards. But I mean, I have taken graphics cards apart to clean before, and that went fine. So I'm assuming this will also go fine. And then I'm going to be left with a very chunky copper block. I guess I can sell the copper because copper prices are really high. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it. If I ever need to sell the cards, I can put the regular block back on. Anyway, let's move along. So another big ski thing here. All right. And that is a little block here that you can use to, it's an interconnect for 2 graphics cards. So well, I don't have the water block here, but essentially what it's going to do, it's going to go over one of the cards like that, over the water block, and it's going to connect the 2 cards together. So it's going to be, so the water is going to flow through the 2 cards. So it's a little bridge thing. It's gonna look quite nice, hopefully. And yeah, that's another thing that's gonna be in there. And aside from that, there's like I bought some. I'm gonna put the boxes here on the thing. Yeah, like just a whole bunch of like just plugs and stuff and connectors and like a whole host of things. You already saw a bunch of these in the previous video. I got another sort of bracket in order to mount my pump because I didn't really have the proper bracket last time, but I made it work. And some new cooling liquid because it's been a year since the last one, and I want to replace the liquid. So bought a new bottle of liquid, all still clear fluid, and of course a fan cable for the fans. Yeah, that should be everything. Oh no, and this of course. EK Duraclear. So just some more tubing. It's the same tubing that I already have in the machine. So yeah, those are all the parts that are going to be in this machine. So yeah, let's just cut to some other footage of me, just of some benchmarks. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. I'm gonna let you listen to how loud these current GPUs are, and also I've actually had a regular fan pointing on my case in order to help with the cooling. So I have the front of my O11 XL. I took it off and I have a regular fan pointing through it to help with airflow, because this is not an airflow case, and I was intentionally intending to water cool my cards, and these just get really hot. So, but yeah, once this is done, hopefully it'll all be fine. I can have it all closed up. So I'm gonna put this one back in case, And then I am going to show you some benchmarks. So yeah, let's get into that. All right, I'm going to be doing a couple of benchmarks. And right now I think I'm going to be doing Octane benchmark and Redshift benchmark. And I'm going to do a sort of a practical in Houdini example of just the shelf to GPU ground explosion with the division size cranked up a little bit. So it sort of maximizes the VRAM. Maybe if I can think of a couple of other benchmarks I can throw in there, I'm going to do those as well. I'm going to be running some Furmark to see the temperatures. I'm going to be doing some nice hash to see the hashing and the temperatures and the noise with that. So that's roughly what I'm going to be benchmarking. Maybe I might throw in a game benchmark here and there. Just winging this whole thing. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, let's do a couple of these benchmarks. So I'm just going to first do the Octane benchmark, and I'm going to, while it runs, of course, stop the recording that I'm doing because, of course, else it is going to, slow down the benchmarks. As you can see here, two 3090s, enable RTX on. So I am going to press render, and then I'm going to be back when this thing is done. So see you in a little bit. All right, I'm actually busy running the Octane benchmark there in the background. But you can probably hear in the background why I'm going to be happy when the water blocks are on, because you can hear extreme noise coming from the machine there. You can see my fan there is now off, but I have that on sometimes. So, yeah, you can already hear the noise is kind of an issue. And you know what? I'm actually gonna walk through a different room. You can probably tell that you can still hear it if you're over here. You can probably still hear it right now, like living room here, but you can. It's really it's not great. So now we're back here in the office. So yeah, that's the sound that this thing makes. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see what it's gonna be like when that is done. And the benchmark is almost done, and then I can show you the results. All right, yeah, you were able to hear the noise that was in the background. Not great. What is great is the benchmark result. So even though the noise is this is still pretty insane. I mean, 1319.53. Yeah, in Octane bench score, which is still pretty fast. So yeah, I'm gonna just save this out, and then we can compare these results later. So I'm just gonna save it out. You guys can upload it as well. Yeah, that's the Octane bench. Upload takes long for some reason. All right, so that's that one. Now let's do the Redshift benchmark. If you didn't know how to do a Redshift benchmark, you just go to local disk, program data, Redshift, and then there is a run benchmark thing. And if you're gonna press that, which I'm gonna do, it's gonna downloading Redshift data. Might take some time before it's gonna run. So I am going to pause the recording before it starts rendering, but I'm gonna be back with the results later. By the way, this is with Redshift benchmark running. You can see 3059, and then you can see them getting really hot. So that's something that I'm also gonna hope is gonna improve. So the other card, you can see the other one is getting just really hot. So yeah, there's also that. All right, so it finished, and it finished in 1 minute and 17 seconds, which is pretty respectable result already. But let's see if we can improve it further once the water blocks are on there. And I decided now, instead of first hopping into Houdini, might be cool to do a Blender benchmark, because I mean, Blender is getting better and better, so it might be cool to do a sort of a cycles benchmark when I were at it. Well, what I mentioned, like if I came up with something else, like I like with these types of videos, you just go with the flow. Don't necessarily script too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the Blender benchmark, and then we're just gonna be running that. But this is already looking pretty respectable. So I'm excited to see if this is going to improve once we get the when we get the other stuff on there. By the way, this is all just with stock speeds. I didn't mention that yet, but this is without any overclocking on the cards, because they already get quite hot, and so as you can see, just stock here, no overclocking. Once I put water on it, I might overclock them a little bit. The thing is, just with the overclocking stuff here, is that and by the way, maybe I might actually try them like this with a little overclock. Just power target a little bit higher. Let's see what that does. See if that makes any difference. By the way, it might actually be interesting to see. But aside from that, I'm not going to be playing with voltages and stuff. I'm just going to have it do its own thing. I think like reliability, that's why I run them at stock now anyway. I prefer reliability over over specifically the highest speeds. I don't want my stuff to crash. But let's just try them with a slightly higher power target. Let's see if there's actually a difference there. So let me just save this one on the desktop. See if there's a difference with this being a with the power target slightly higher. Might be interesting. Gonna also do the Octane bench again then, and then we'll do the same when we do the water cooled version. Right. Let me just run the benchmark. All right, that's finished. Let's see the result. So same result. Just got hotter and louder. So not really. Let me just open it again in case it didn't read it out yet. Yeah, no difference there. I'm gonna try the Octane bench again also. See if that actually made a difference with increasing the power target. But again, like these are capping out already. That's why I had the power target just what it was, because it's gonna throttle down anyway because they get so hot. But let me run the Octane just again with the higher power target. See if it's gonna change anything. So yeah, right. So if you can see, it actually the score went down with the higher power target. I had similar results before when I was doing stuff like this. Like it just gets hotter and it starts throttling sooner. So I'm gonna put it back for now. You see, these cards are really just hampered by lack of cooling. So yeah, these blower cards are not ideal. You can see, yeah, well over 100 points lower. So yeah, I'm putting these back. Now, let's do some Blender benchmarks. All right, so Blender benchmark downloaded. Let's open this thing up. By the way, this is GPU-Z if you didn't know that program yet. All right. Blender open data. Yeah, let's do the latest one. Next step. All right, I want to run them all, I guess. Let's download this. I have 500 megabit fiber internet, so it's going pretty fast. Yeah, all right. I'll be back when this is finished. All right. So yeah, I can select my devices. How do I? All right, I can only do them individually. All right, I'm not sure if it's gonna grab both. I guess we'll see in GPU-Z. So I'm just gonna press render, and then I'm gonna see if it's actually using both. But I know one of them gets a little bit hotter because it's my output card, so that won't throttle sooner. You can see this one is a lot cooler, so I might try them both. We'll see. Let's run them. All right, so yeah, I guess it only is doing one at a time, because you can see my other card is idle and this one is working. So I guess I might run it 2 times on each of the cards, see if it makes a difference. All right, it took a little bit. All right, so here are the results. I have no idea if these are good results, because I'm not super familiar with the Blender benchmark, but I know a lot of people like it, so that's why I figured I'd throw it in here. So let's submit it. Let's see Let's see what it's gonna say. I need to. All right, I need to do this thing. Be right back. All right, so it is top 8. All right, yay! That's pretty okay. Let's try with the other 3090. Like, I'm still a little bit confused why it's not doing it with both of them, but I can select that one, but I cannot select that one. Yeah, all right. I have no idea why it's also listing the extra. Let's just keep this result for now. Seems decent enough, I guess. Let's see if we can improve it. So yeah, I guess let's also do 3D Mark. I mean, I have 3D Mark. Just installed it on Steam. And let's just also try that one. I mean, if we're benchmarking anyway, might as well just throw a lot of extra stuff in there. If you like it. Like, if you don't like it, you can just skip ahead to the build thing. But let's do it. YOLO. Alright, so I'm going to be running TimeSpy Extreme here. First on one graphics card. And then I'm going to try it with also NVLink Bridge here. See what that's going to do. The only problem is that I cannot do this test when I have them on water. Because I have a 3-slot NVLink. Because that's how I'm running them now. And I need a 2-slot in order to be able to do that. So I'm not sure if that test is going to be in the video. Because I'm actually not really using this too much. But who knows? Maybe I might get a 2-slot. Throw it in there. Maybe for a later video. Maybe for this one. We'll see. Probably not for this one. But maybe not. Depending on when the video is going to be out. So yeah, I'm going to just run TimeSpy Extreme. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So this came out a little low, which I'm a little bit confused by, if I'm honest. I mean, it's not like the problem with these turbos is they don't boost particularly great. This is still lower than you would expect to see. Because if I go compare online, this is lower than a PC that would be with that's with 280 Ti's in SLI. All right, that's kind of makes sense then. Yeah, all right. I guess this is somewhat on par. All right, I'm going to try to put on the NVLink bridge. So I'm first gonna run this one again. Then I'm gonna put one on with the NVLink bridge, and I'm gonna do one with the NVLink. And see how that's gonna go. So actually, because I think this is only just using. That's only. I think this is only using one. You know what? First, I'm gonna put on the NVLink bridge. Run with the NVLink bridge. See how that's gonna go. No. You know what? First, gonna just run another one. See if it's gonna make a difference. Gonna select the other one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect my other monitors, because I think that might be the reason why it's not performing as I thought. So I'm going to disconnect my other monitors. I guess I'm just going to do it in here. So that's disconnect. All right, let's see if this makes a difference. So that does seem to have made quite a significant difference of about 500 points. So probably if I had disconnected the other monitors during the other benchmarks, would have probably also been higher. I'm not gonna rerun them. I mean, it's gonna be I am now in the top 59 or in the top 5 percentile. All right, I'm gonna try another one with the with NVLink. See if that makes any difference. So yeah, let's try that one. All right, so not that much, not that great of a score. To be honest, well, it's better, but I mean, like you wouldn't do NVLink specifically for this and just to demo that it's actually running. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong here, like I'm not sure, but it's set to maximize 3D performance. Of course, I have the studio driver, so maybe that might make a difference. Like maybe with the game drivers, it's gonna be better. But like SLI is enabled here, so pretty minimal score if I'm honest. Yeah, but I'm actually surprised by how low the score is. Like, let's see if there's a... Can we compare? Can we compare the benchmarks? NVIDIA, if I can add... All right, like, oh, this is a lot higher. I guess it's a world record, so shouldn't... Oh, is this extreme? Oh, I want... All right, I want it for extreme. Where do I... Times by extreme. Oh. NVIDIA. RTX 3090. Not sure why it's not finding it, but let's just search. All right. It's interesting that some Xeons are in the top two. I feel like I should be higher. Yeah, I think it's all right. Here's one. All right, he had it overclocked quite a bit. And oh, he had his CPU overclocked quite a bit. Still, how can it be double my score? That's weird. Let me check does it actually say that? Is it grabbing my NVLink? Here it says SLI on. Oh, it says on. All right. Interesting. All right, let's see. I mean, I guess there would be a lot of room for improvement here. So yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, so SLI run 9,508 graphics score, so CPU score here. So actually, that's like if I'm comparing it to other people, like here someone has 20,000 with a pretty hefty overclock on the same hardware with SLI, and as you can see here, my SLI is being grabbed. So I'd say there is probably quite a there might be quite a big difference in this benchmark whenever we're doing this on water. So I'm excited to see where that's going to go. So let me do one more regular sort of synthetic benchmark. Maybe try Port Royal ray tracing demo. See how that's gonna go. I'm gonna try it both with and without NVLink. See how it goes there, because I also want to try it without, because of course I won't be able to try NVLink when the water is on, but we'll see. I have an achievement. Light speed. So let's compare results. So this is with the all right. So in this one, it's actually performing pretty great. There's no extreme version of that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that one seems to be pretty great. I am in the top 99% there. Maybe it's weird how it's performing so much better in this benchmark, which is interesting. Maybe I'm really being held back by the CPU in the other benchmarks. Okay, I'm gonna disable SLI or NVLink here, and then I'm gonna do another run. See how we're gonna do there. So disable. Let's see. All right, so finish running this. You can see here, there was actually quite a big difference. So I think really the CPU was the bottleneck for the other benchmark, because like I haven't done any manual clocking on my CPU. I just have it do the automatic overclocking because I found that was just working better for my day-to-day use. Because if you manually overclock it, it's going to be stuck to that, and I prefer to have it just manage the boost thing itself. But I guess that doesn't work as well with a game benchmark like this. All right, let's just do one more benchmark with the Houdini demo. And then after that, I am going to be done with these benchmark type things. And we're going to be putting the water blocks on the GPUs. And then, well, after everything is done, then of course we're going to do the benchmarks again. But yeah, let's first do this last sort of more prediction, sort of short benchmark. And then after that, yeah, we're going to be building the rest of the machine. Well, I mean, I'm recording this on the machine, but we're going to be water cooling the GPUs, and then I'm finally going to have my fully water cooled workstation, which is going to be pretty great. So, all right, so I can keep recording this actually because my GPU that's being used for OpenCL is going to be not my recording device, so I can just keep this running. So how I have it set up here is voxel size. I changed it a little bit here. So I increased the voxel size, or decreased the division size to 0.07. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to go to manual. I'm going to frame 72. Then I'm going to turn on my performance monitor over here. And now I'm going to enable this. Now it's going to be cooking. And we're just going to see how long this takes. All right, so this took 49 seconds. I'm going to do one more run. I'm going to quickly close some other stuff that I had open in the background, see if that makes any difference. All right, so I'm going to do one more. So it was 49 seconds. Going to clear this. All right, I'm going to reset simulation and see again if it's going to, how long it's going to take. So now it didn't have to do the first pre-process thing, which was on the CPU, I think probably. So it went straight to doing this on GPU, and this is pretty fast, so I can just do this a couple of times. I don't expect there to be that big of a difference after I put this on water, but maybe there will be, because there will be some overclocking headroom. So might be some. Right, let's see. 34. Let's do another one. So again, now it's faster because it already cooked the other stuff above it. We're just resetting the simulation, so this is a little bit more fair comparison. So this is the OpenCL on minimal mode, right? So it seems 34.6 is around what we can expect. So yeah, that's the entire benchmark. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, let's now dive into putting on these water blocks. Gonna be hopefully quite exciting. I'm really excited to see what the performance is going to be after we put all of this on. So we're gonna run all of these benchmarks again after everything is on there. So yeah, excited to see where that's gonna go. So yeah, see you in a bit. Oh, should I do a mining benchmark as well? Probably not. It's not necessarily. They mostly just get hot with nice hash mining. The hash rate is around 100-ish while getting quite hot at the light overclocking thing. You know what? Let's just also demo that just to throw it out there in case people wonder. So let me just open up this thing. Right. So I have turned my fan on. That's pointing on the GPUs as they get too hot, but you can see it gets really hot here. VRM temperature gets quite hot. Hash rate is around 100. Like this one is a little bit below, but this is my main, like the main one, the bottom, the one I have my monitors connected. It's always a little bit higher, a little bit lower hash rate. So like this is roughly what I expect. Like I don't expect these temperatures to be, you can see this one sometimes drops. Usually it's around 100 and I do have some, so it kind of depends. I don't expect VRAM temperature to drop that much because I don't have any active cooling, but the heat from the GPUs itself will be transferred a little bit better. So they might be a little bit lower because of that in general. Because these things right now don't even have a backplate, so I expect it to be a little bit lower, but nothing too much. But like these memory chips can get quite hot anyway. It shouldn't matter that much, but yeah, just refresh here. So now we had everything. I am truly done with this, and let's now actually for real put all of the water blocks on and see how that goes. So just to recap, these are normally around 100 themselves. So this one is usually also around this, but a little bit hotter. So I'm not sure why it's now below that, but this is roughly what it's normally doing. So anyway, let's put the water blocks on and yeah, see you in that part.